Everybody, welcome to my channel, Be Free Now with Maria. So today I want to talk about making changes, right? And when we want to make changes, right, what is it that we need to do to make some changes? So the first thing that we want to do, right, is that we want to take responsibility. If we don't take responsibility, right, then we can't make the change, right? What are we going to fix if there's nothing to fix? If we're doing everything right, then what is there to fix? So if we want to make changes, we have to take responsibility, and we want to start with, right, asking ourselves a simple question, which is we can ask ourselves, right, where am I having a conflict? And it can be with a person, it can be with the way you keep your schedule, it can be with the way you show up for yourself, it can be in any way where you perceive there to be a conflict, right? And then you want to ask yourself, what's my role in this, right? Because you want to take responsibility. You want to see what is it that you are responsible for here. And you want to steer away from making judgments about yourself, because this isn't about judging yourself or looking at a situation as good or bad. This is about learning and accepting, right, that this is part of the human experience, that we're not going to be perfect, but we don't need to be perfect, right? We need to grow. And in order to grow, we have to be able, right, to look at certain things. And if we spend too much time, or actually any time at all, beating ourselves up, we're going to be using our time unwisely, because there's no growth in ruminating, about how terrible we are and so forth, right? Or how we're messing up and so forth. We want to have a judgment-free zone. And if we need to forgive ourselves for something, like if something is feeling really yucky inside, then we can say, right, I forgive myself. I forgive myself because I'm doing the best that I can. And then you want to stop there, right? You want to let that go. And you want to shift into, right, allowing yourself to be human so that you can cultivate more self-awareness for yourself. Because when you focus on what you did wrong, you're going to be in the wrong direction, in that you're going to be feeling really yucky. And when you focus on the fact that it's part of the human experience not to be perfect, and that yes, this is about learning, then we're more flexible, we're more willing to learn, and we have the ability to increase our self-awareness, to create more inner peace for ourselves, and to create better feelings overall, because we're also going to be creating better experiences for ourselves, right? Because with self-awareness, we're able to show up different. But we have to, right, have that self-awareness, and we have to make room for that self-awareness. So before I go any further, I also want to pick words from my bag of words and see what else I am inspired to add to what I'm sharing today. Ooh, disgust. So that's interesting. Disgust. So, sometimes when we take the time to sit with ourselves, right, and to really be honest with ourselves, sometimes we can feel disgust, right? Disgust for what we're thinking, for how we're showing up, for what we said, for what we could have done differently, and so forth. But like I said before, if we hang out in that space, right, and start looking at how bad we are because of what we said or did, and don't make room for us, for us being human, then we really are going to get lost. So it's really, really important that we remind ourselves that we are doing the best that we can. We always are. It's not because we didn't know better. We may know better and still not do it as we know that we should have done it. But that's part of being human too. So it's not because we didn't know better. It's just that in that moment, that was the best that we can do for whatever the reason, right? In other words, we were feeling, let's say, overwhelmed, or we were feeling offended, and so we responded a certain way. But that was the best we had at that moment. It's not like, we get up in the morning and say, today I'm going to offend somebody, or today I'm going to do this. No, we get caught up, and then we really are doing the best that we could in that particular moment, even if we know better and didn't do better. So let's see what else comes up, and I can add to this. Curiosity. Oh, I like that. Okay, and curiosity. I like because, right, we want to stay curious, we want to stay open, and we want to create a judgment-free zone, because when we do, we learn. So staying curious and allowing ourselves to learn is how we create shifts for ourselves and create better experiences for ourselves. In other words, better feelings too, right? We create better experiences, better feelings for ourselves, and we're allowing ourselves to grow. And there's always, right, a lightness when we're in that space. And the last word, let's see, is, I got two words, quality and depression. Interesting. Depression, all right. Depression, yes. Depression or depressed feelings we can have when we're really being hard on ourselves. It is just so easy to fall into this space. But this is even easier to fall into when we don't take out the time, right, to learn and to grow from things, right? So if we want to make changes, right, and we make room, right, for that, and we start taking responsibility, the chances are, right, we're going to be so busy growing that depression isn't going to be growing. Self-awareness is going to be growing. So this is why, right, where we're giving our attention to matters. And quality, right? Yeah, the quality of where we're putting our attention matters, right? This is not about necessarily, spending, 5 hours a day, on a question, or I'm reflecting on something, but taking out some time, right? Even if it's a little bit of time, but taking out some time and making really good use of that time, right? Making the quality of that time count and matter, so that shift can happen and you start breaking patterns, right? Or start shifting the tide and not allowing yourself, right, to just continue doing things the same old ways that aren't working for you. So I'm going to end with that. I hope that this video helps you in some way. And if it did, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and please share it to support this channel. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now.